Just to get started and kind of looking back at Notre Dame last week with not only the challenge that it posed to us, but also the opportunity that we talked about all week long. I'm really proud of this football team with the way they handled themselves, the adversity that they had to go through with the weather, kind of the ups and downs of the day with momentum. And that's what we had talked about. We had talked about how we started fast at Florida, but we didn't finish the game. And we started slow in the bowl game, but yet we turned and overcame some things that we did early, where I think this was a great example of a team just really hanging in there, believing in each other, and continuing to compete and fight. Really proud what they were able to accomplish. On the defensive side of the ball, I thought D.D. Lattimore and Jarrell Young really played an outstanding game going back and looking at the film. I felt inside the two tackles, obviously Corey Grissom, but Kevin McCaskill or Keith McCaskill, who had missed a lot of the week of practice because of his knee, I thought played an outstanding game. Had a huge tackle for a loss early when they were down in the red zone, put him in a third long situation. They threw the ball, and that was Dede's interception. So I thought McCaskill and Grissom played very well. Patrick Hampton showed up an awful lot. Linares was all over the field, had an interception. Sam Barrington, I thought, played extremely hard. Don't know that he played as well as we would have liked for him to, and I think we need to take some of that responsibility. We'd been playing him at Mike, at Sam linebacker, and moving him back and forth, and then we finally settled on moving him back out to Sam because we didn't feel like Clayton and Weatherspoon were ready for this environment just yet. So I don't know that we were totally fair to Sam Barrington, but he was all over the field and he played extremely hard. And even though we gave up an awful lot of yards, I thought our defensive backs played very well. They had an unbelievable challenge in front of them, and our defensive mindset was make them snap the ball again. We weren't going to load the box and try and just stop the running game. We were going to kind of bend but don't break, make them snap it again. Once they got into the red zone, let the field shrink up. I know Coach Snyder was chomping at the bit and kept saying, I want to get after him, I want to get after him. And I'd look over there at that 6'4" Michael Floyd and say, don't you do it. Don't do it. Stay in coverage. Let's do what we can to make sure that we don't give up the home run ball. Make them snap it again and make them earn everything they got, especially since we got out to a 16-0 lead. I didn't want to put them back in it in one play. Make them drive the field. A lot of things can happen. Penalties, sack, lost yardage play, turnover, etc. And I thought our defense really executed what we were trying to do in this game extremely well. On the offensive side of the ball, I give an awful lot of credit to B.J. Daniels. B.J. Daniels played well. He didn't play. There were a lot of reads and a lot of things I'd like to go back and see him continue to improve on. But I thought he did an unbelievable job of managing this football game and protecting the football. Not only did he not have a turnover, but he never put the ball in danger. I don't know that there was a play that one of their defenders put a hand on the ball, and he threw it 30 times, and I thought did an excellent job of turning and managing the football game. He was a big part of our offense early with the read game, with what they were doing to take away the run, and so he ran the ball a little bit in the first half, but with his hamstring in the second half, he was good enough to play, but we were trying to take some of the running off of him. I thought Sterling Griffin, great to see him show up. After a year kind of sitting out with his ankle, I thought he made a huge contribution with one of his biggest days since he's been a Bull. I thought he did a really nice job. The running backs, Demetrius Murray ran very hard. It was good to see Darryl Scott out there. You got to remember Darryl Scott hasn't played in 2 years, and so to get out there, I thought he was a little bit tentative, which is expected, being as much as big of a layoff as he's had. But I thought both of those running backs did a really nice job. And up front, I thought we played solid. I don't think we played great, but we played solid. But special teams, it was great to see Bonani do what he did. He missed the one kick at 52 yards, but he was money outside of that. And then Brockhouse Khan was one of our special teams player of the game. Pinning them on the 11, the 9, and the 1 yard line, getting them backed up. I think the field position game was a huge battle, and I had talked about 3 things were key coming into this football game you're worried about in your first game. We talked about turnovers, which we finished +5. I talked about special teams, which I thought we won the field position battle with our average starting point being 11 yards better than theirs was on an average with 14 drives in the game. And the third part, tackling, which I don't think we tackled as well as we wanted to, but I thought we did what we had to do to get them on the ground and make them snap the ball again. So when I look at what I thought keys for victory were, I really thought the players stood up and did an outstanding job.